Hi, my name is Albert Dunu, a STEM and robotics coach at Apex STEM Lab. Today I started a course organized by STEMpedia, a course titled Empowering Educators, an International AI, Python and Robotics Bootcamp. And for our first lesson, the first project we built, the first task for our project was a loan interest calculator project using Python programming in Pictoblox. In this project, we are going to design a loan interest calculator that will calculate the interest and the total amount we are supposed to pay after taking a loan. Now in this project, using Python, we first have to define the function that will calculate the interest for us. So the function defined here is first the name of our function, which is interest calculator. Then we pass the parameters we want to place in this function, which is the principal, the amount you have taken as loan, the rate, the period in which you'll be paying the loan, the percentage of interest that you'll be paying on the loan, and the time frame in which it will take you to pay the loan. Now, per our function here, we want to get the total amount we'll be paying, which has been defined here. And to get that total amount, it is the principal plus the rate of the principal within the period of time. Now, the reason here is if you take a loan, to get the interest on the loan, you have to calculate the rate, which is normally in percentages. So that percentage of the actual loan you have taken, which is the principal, times the time period it will take you to pay the loan. So this is the function. This is the function for our calculator. And this function is going to return amount. That is what we want. And that is what have been defined here in Python programming. Now, we also want the user to input the principal that have been taken. So we have to declare that in our Python programming by telling the sprite to ask you to input your principal, which is enter principal. So that is what you'll be seeing in your user interface. Now, what data do we want to collect on the principal? The data we want to collect will be a float data. A float data simply could be referred to as a decimal. So we could have an amount of, let's say, 250.5 Ghana cedis. So that is what we want, and what we want you to input should be the answer, and the answer can be a data type of float. Then we also have our sprite. After entering this, our sprite will also be asking you to enter the rate, the percentage interest you'll be paying. Then the sprite will also ask you to enter the time frame in which you are supposed to pay the loan. Now all this data will be collected. The data type here will be a float data type. So if you go entering maybe a string, which is like a name of a person, maybe Kofi or Ama, it won't accept that data. It has to be a number, and that number could be a decimal. Now, after entering all this, our sprite will now tell you the total you are supposed to pay, which is the amount that is supposed to be returned, the total you are supposed to pay at the end of the time your loan time frame. So the amount here will be an amount. So the sprite is supposed to say amount is. So here we are trying to sort of concatenate or add the amount and the function. So you can see earlier the name of the function we declared is interest calculator. We have to state that function here, and the parameters that we'll use in the function, which is the principal, the rate, and the time. And all that has been concatenated with the amount. What this simply means is that your sprite is going to say amount is, then it will now calculate using the function and display the amount for you. Now at the end, you can see we have 5 here. This 5 simply declares the time period in which the sprite is going to say the amount, and the time that we've defined here is 5 seconds. So if I take this 5, if I take the 5 and I put 2 there, meaning it's going to say that in 2 seconds, but we want it to say it in 5 seconds. So we'll take the 2 off and make it 5. So this is basically the project we built on our first day, or our first lesson, and a very simple and useful project to build. So now let's run the project and see how it works. So I'm going to run it here. So as the project runs, you see Toby, which is the sprite, asking you to enter the principal. So let's say the principal of our loan is 1,200 Ghana cedis. So we enter that. Enter rate. Let's say the rate is 15%. So we enter that. And let's say time. So let's say our time period is 12 months. We enter that. And you can see Toby have calculated the amount payable, which is the interest you are supposed to pay on the principal now. So basically, this is the project we built on our first day. I want to say big thanks to Stempedia for making this course a reality, and I'm learning a lot. So let's meet next time in our next project. Thank you. Bye.